Hello, this is Power Panda with the 7th episode of the Divergent Paths playthrough. When we last left off, we had just finished the Phantom Forest. I had noted yet another bug with tools. It's been tough to get that one right. But I have gone back and I've fixed that, and I actually replayed through the Phantom Train segment using tools in almost every battle. I ended up getting 2 breaks over the course, which is about what I want, rather than getting a tool break every other time that I used it. So we don't have the flash tool anymore. We still have 4 copies of Noise Blaster, 3 copies of Bio Blaster, and we are ready to head on to Nikea, finish this scenario, and start the next one. Actually, let me check. Sabin does have the Moogle Charm. I'm going to take that away. We'll do some random battles because I want to make sure that these characters are as strong as possible. Let's give him the Hyper Wrist because we're going to be unequipping them in Nikea anyway. So, we've just gone in reverse through Sabin's scenario. Started in the south, finished in the north, walking towards Nikea. And now, because I'm recording this, of course the tool's going to break. I called it. Well, that's why tools are so cheap. Now, in the original game, there is a mountain blocking the path to Nikea until a certain event happens and then the mountain range recedes. I have removed that event bit so that you can just walk to Nikea the first time. The original reason that was there was to prevent you from Sabin's scenario of just going to Nikea early. Alright, proving once again that my tools aren't going to break. There we go. And that's what you should see most of the time. Let's save. Go in here. And this is Nikea, so you'll be able to wander around town a bit. And I'm just going to preview the shops for you. Just a standard item shop. But I'm going to do all my shopping off screen. Mithril Claw, we finally get a chance to buy that. And then Mithril Blade, which is not as strong as the Regal Cutlass we bought earlier. But the armor is where we'll get a significant advantage. Now there is one scene, is it in the inn? No, it's in the pub. One more special scene that goes along with Sabin's scenario. Yoo-hoo, you handsome thing. How about joining me? See? How dare you, you licentious howler! One of the best insults from this game. Jeez, don't blow an artery, baby. Baby? Cyan, don't let it get to you. I'm not like that. No one thinks you are. Just let it go. You can call me baby. Maybe baby face. I only go for men with mustaches. Stop whispering. My ears are burning, baby. Enough. Have you no shame? I'll have you know, etc., etc., etc. Goodness. So I really enjoyed putting Edgar in that scene. And then this lady used to talk about Gao, but I changed her text to say it's possible to take the river from here to Narch, but you'll need a boat. Just to kind of add some cohesiveness to this. Alright, I'm going to pause, going to explore the town, buy some weapons, and then we'll continue on. Alright, we've had a nice shopping spree, so it's time to move forward. Wanted to point out one other patch that has been implemented here. There was a patch that came out a year or two ago that, especially in crowded NPC sections like this, It's a brilliant patch. It reads your controller input as a prediction of where you're going to be in the future, and it tries as much as possible to get the NPCs out of the way. I have no idea how the person who coded it managed it, but I love that patch. Now we are on our dock. I don't remember if there's any items here, but if so, we can pick them up later in the game. Board the ferry, hop aboard. Now I did actually empty all of the equipment off of my characters, but I bought enough equipment that all of my team can be fully equipped. I wasn't able to buy a white cape. There are some enemies in the Narsh battle that will cast a mute, so I wanted a white cape for Celes and Terra, but we're not going to have that. Narsh is just a stone's throw away. I hope the others arrived safely. I'm certain they did. I hope we're not too late. Choose a scenario. So we are going to save. That scenario is complete. And you'll note that Mog is at the back of your party because he was added, and then the 3 characters who were in your party were removed. So Mog actually flips around in your party quite a bit. So, Terra and Bannon or Locke? We are going to do Locke. Locke has worked hard to stymie the efforts of the Imperial troops, but now he desperately needs to escape. Nuts! Gotta get to Narsh on the fly. Now, we're not going to do a whole lot of fighting here, but we are going to get him as much equipment as we can. So a lot of this equipment I just bought. And bracers. We're going to give him black belt, especially if he's going to be alone. So is that worth it? No. I think he'll be better with the gauntlet, but I left that equipped to Terra by accident. So I'd rather have him have evade than do an additional attack. Let's give him a cover ring. Now if you look at the items, once again, just want to state that only certain items are capable of dual wielding, and the knives, like the dirk and the mithril knife, can't be held with 2 hands anymore, but they can be dual wielded, whereas swords are 2-handed and dual wielded. Things like the mithril claw and metal knuckle can only be dual wielded. They can't be used with the gauntlet. So that's one of the major changes to this hack. It was the cause of one of our bugs. Find the room that's drafty. So I'm going to be playing this as straight as possible, searching around the town, but anyone who's played this scenario knows most of the secrets within it. So we've got this. I don't like strangers. Bring me some cider and maybe I'll talk to you. And his son won't let anyone pass unless they're a merchant. So we have to go become a merchant. Avoid the armored soldiers. They have no sense of humor. Couple of potions. You're that thief, Locke, aren't you? Hey, call me a treasure hunter or I'll rip your lungs out. Oop. Maybe black belt is not the best thing to have equipped. Sorry. I've never had that happen before. Let's see what happens. Give him a sniper sight. Is he back? Yeah, he's back. Plumed hats. I just bought one of those. Stole his clothing too. Here we go. These are a little tight, but the price was right. Phew. Sorry, can't go up here because there's a soldier blocking the way. So we'll go down. My grandfather was a servant for the richest man in town. Merchant, right? You may proceed. And this town, if you haven't played before, this town is just littered with items. Thing I wanted to check. I wanted to check if there's a mithril claw on sale here. There isn't. I will probably add that so that when you have a chance to double equip weapons to Sabin. Now there's a soldier with Magitech armor there. And you can't actually get into this part of the town unless you are a soldier. If you've seen speedruns before, you can sequence break by walking under here, but I've removed that path. So now, we have to go beat up a soldier after we get a potion. Scram, you blockhead! So it's going to do. These are a little too big, but they'll do. Now this green soldier, the default battle palette for a soldier is brown, and the sprites can only have one battle palette normally. You can't, if you do a palette change in the overworld, it doesn't carry over to the battles. And you can see that in the world of Ruin when you recruit Edgar and he calls himself Jared. He has to do his palette change back to Edgar before he joins battle with you, because they can't get the Jared palette in there. So in order for Locke to get the green soldier palette, they had to do quite a bit within the code to make exceptions for it. Just a little piece of trivia. Okay, so we have to go get cider, which we will do in the cafe. And who is that sitting in the cafe? Just locked up someone in this town. It's Shadow, and remember we rewinded earlier when we named him, so you can see this. He owes allegiance to no one, will do anything for money, comes and goes like the wind. Shadow. Nice disguise. Excuse me? Better watch my back around this guy. Let's go get that cider. I can't remember where all the treasures are. Hey, you, come to steal my cider? You thief! And we need to be dressed as a merchant to go back through. Here we go! These are a little tight, but the price was right. Whew. To Fieldman's cider. Of course it's apple cider, not spiked at all. This is the Super Nintendo. My grandfather was a servant for the richest man in town. Merchant, right? You may proceed. cider. Glug, glug. Ah, secret passage? Well, there's one that leads to the rich man's house. Go downstairs and give my grandson the password. It's, I forget. Password is... I actually don't remember. Oh, nice. Oh, and that makes me go get the costume again. I've never seen that before. Intact. I wonder... We stole a guardian from the last guy. Let's check to see how the guardian gives plus 10 evade versus the buckler. Gives plus 10 evade plus 16 defense. So we are going to equip bracers because we get the additional evade from the guardian. So we lose a little in defense, but we make up for that in attack. Church. We're going to play up to the point where we rescue Celes and wind the clock. The Imperial troops have turned this house into their headquarters. You can hear the wind sound effect, which is combined with earlier clues that that room is drafty. Tells you exactly where to go. Wind the clock, jump rope rhyme. Earlier, if you come here, the kids will talk about how their father met with General Kefka and not General Leo. One wanted to make the rich man seem a little scummier, and two, there's a chance that you are... Well, you haven't named Leo yet, so I needed to change that. Now with this one, change clothes, these are fine. If you choose these are fine, you get a special line from Celes. I've seen her before, of course. She's one of the Empire's generals. This was censored in the Game Boy Advance version. This is what happens to traitors. Product of genetic engineering, battle-hardened Magitech knight, with a spirit as pure as snow. Celes. So the mighty Celes has fallen. How can you serve those cowards? Hold your tongue. Isn't it true Kefka's going to poison the people of Doma to the east? Shut up. I'd hate to be in your shoes tomorrow. Keep a close eye on her. Yes, sir, I can go for days without sleep. Checking the chamber pot for items. Remove her chains. What do you hope to paddle down here? Oops, forgot I was wearing these clothes. If you are wearing the soldier's outfit, you'll get a line from Star Wars of, aren't you a little short for a trooper, or something to that effect. I'm with the returners. Name's Locke. Returners. I used to be General Celes. Now I'm just a common trader. Let's go. You'd take me along? Thanks, but no thanks. I can barely walk. I'm grateful, but even if you got me out, you'd never be able to protect me. No, I think I'm better off here. I'll protect you. I have a guardian equipped. Trust me, you'll be fine. Let's go. The soldier has something important on him. There's a clock key in his pocket. Take it. And some bread too. Now, Locke was in the second place position because I switched the place of Mog. Now, down here, I didn't know this, but this place, like I said, it's riddled with items and also secret passageways. So you can get a hyper wrist and running shoes, which we will be using. Almost done. We're not going to hit the save point quite yet. You'll see why in just a moment. It's an old clock. It's ticking. Old clock. It's not ticking. Wind the clock? Yes. Oh. Who's that? Besting an Imperial soldier. Swindling a merchant. Freeing a traitor. And now, sneaking out of town via a secret passage. So the Empire hired you to take me out. Is that it? You've got some skill. If you're skipping town, Interceptor and I are coming with you. Huh? Why? This town reeks of Imperial occupation. I find it makes my drink taste sour. Do we dare bring him along? Yes, of course. The Reaper is always just a step behind me. So by adding Edgar to Sabin's scenario, I had a character that I needed to repurpose elsewhere, and I decided to do that with Shadow. Just going to use a quick potion. Figured I could show a little bit of the camaraderie between Shadow and Locke, which wasn't there in the original game. They didn't have a relationship. So that's where we're going to stop for now. Next time we'll get out of Narch, or South Figaro, and we'll make our way to Narch.